Hey guys, it's Rebecca. Yeah, of course my battery's flashing at me just as I hit record. Typical. I needed to sit down and record this, and the dog needed to go out, and so I figured I would do this out here on the front stoop as mosquitoes try and eat me. So the other day I posted that I was selling quite a few, if not all of my Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Even the mirrors, anything that I've got minus blood sugar and Jawbreaker. Those are the only two palettes that I'm actually keeping. I have not listed some of the other lipsticks, but I'm debating on getting all of them listed. Jeezy Pete, man, the mosquitoes. There's been a lot of stuff going on lately between the Black Lives Matter movement, which has been a thing for several years now. It's just kind of gotten to the point where everything has come to a head. And there were posts put up where they were asking people to put up and shut up when it came to how many black people were in powers of position or positions of power at companies that sell cosmetics, be it executives or CEOs, CFOs, design, manufacturing, production, things like that, where it came to who was a higher up in a company that was not Caucasian. And a lot of brands pulled up and shut up. They put their information out there as to how many people in their company held positions of power that were darker than me. And some companies fell way short. And there's a, gosh darn, freaking mosquitoes, man. Whew. Maybe I need to go sit away from the front door. So a lot of companies shared their information. A lot of people were willing to make changes to their corporate status, whether it was in being more inclusive. Gosh darn it, really? One of them followed me? Bugger. So there were a lot of things that were discussed. There was some recent things that came to light with a couple of brands that I own products for. I almost had a bubby. Come back over here. And I've gotten to the point where I can no longer excuse people's actions. To support gay, trans, LGBT, and drag people is amazing, but to exclude black people is not. To use the token black person in a campaign, or to throw up a non-Caucasian person on their Instagram every like 30 posts is not okay. So I have made my decision to part ways and not buy from a couple of brands in the coming future, and everything that I do have from them I will no longer I will either try and sell it, or the one palette is brand new and I'm going to try and return it. I have emailed and not gotten any responses back, and it did arrive damaged, and I still haven't heard back. So I'm really mad about that, and I'm not even finished paying for it because I did afterpay on it. I've got 2 more payments left on it, and I just really want to throw it in the trash. I'm so mad. I will not sit by as somebody who is Caucasian and promote people on my channel that do not have the same values or ideals that I do. I am a really open-minded person. I have been through the shit and back. The majority of my friends are not Caucasian. Somebody that I call brother is actually Mexican American. He was born here, his parents were not, and I grew up with his family being called wetbacks, and I didn't know what that was at first, and I had to ask, and it's bad that I had to ask. Most of my girlfriends growing up, I had like 2 white friends and everybody else was black. And when I was growing up, our school was pretty 50-50 for black and white. I mean, we only had like 1 or 2 Asian kids in class, and we only had a few Hispanics all the way up into high school. I had a mix of black and white teachers, and I never really saw, I guess, the color divide because of how I viewed things in school. My parents were both very racist growing up. I couldn't bring one of my best friends home because she was black. I couldn't go to her house because she lived in Browntown, is what we called it. That's what my parents still call it, is you can't drive in Browntown because you'll get jumped. Now, granted, if I drive into Browntown and they recognize what I'm driving, then usually they stay the fuck away from me because they know they don't want issues, because I know who my friends are. I've talked about Regina on this channel and how she was basically accosted at a local store where her husband is white and she's black, and they called the cops on them. I just can't sit by knowing a lot of the stuff that's going on, past experience working in law enforcement, having relatives that were law enforcement officers. One of them was excruciatingly racist and used to pull people over just because they were walking while black. I can't tolerate that anymore, and I won't tolerate it from my cosmetics companies either. So this is my version of pull up and shut up. I am calling out all of the cosmetic brands that do not have enough diversity in their companies. I am calling out the racist behaviors of the owners of these brands or the faces of these brands, and I'm calling all of you mofos out. I will not purchase from Jeffree Star Cosmetics or Anastasia Beverly Hills ever again. If I get the products from a subscriber, if I get them in a subscription service, if for whatever reason somebody gifts me something from these brands, I will either send it back to them or sell it. I got an item in my latest Ipsy bag from Kat Von D or KVD Vegan Beauty. I understand she supposedly no longer earns from the brand. I don't care. I do not want to promote that kind of behavior, whether it is anti-Semitic or racist or anti-black, on my channel. And you guys have known for a while that I do not recommend KVD products. I've had issues with everything that I've tried from the brand, and I don't feel comfortable supporting an anti-vaxxer on my channel. I'm vaccinated, my animals are vaccinated, my children were vaccinated. There is no reason in this world today to not vaccinate your children or your animals against diseases that are preventable. So I know this video is controversial. I know I'm probably going to get some hate comments, but I am selling all of my Jeffree Star Cosmetics except for Blood Sugar and Blue Blood. If I do use them, I will not talk about using them on camera. I am going to try and return my brand new Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 4 that I just got, and the primer that seems half empty, actually more like 75% empty. I'm going to sell my Subculture palette and my highlighting palette, and my brow gel that I have from them is almost empty, so I will finish using it and I will throw it away. The only time you'll see it again is when I do finish using it and I do an update on my project pan, which I need to still film. I will try and highlight and promote the black-owned cosmetic brands that I do have cosmetics from. I will look into purchasing more from indie brands or from black-owned brands, or brands like Essence that are excruciatingly affordable, but they highlight black accomplishments on a regular basis. I have watched Essence for over a year now promote and uplift the black community, and I think that is amazing. They are a very affordable brand. I'm talking like $2 for a concealer $2 to $4 for like most of their products. Everything that they have, I think, is $15 or less, and that's USD, which to me is actually affordable because I don't earn a whole lot of money on YouTube. My views vary from video to video, and I find that I like the message that Essence is spreading as a cosmetics brand. I would like to see more brands put up and shut up, or pull up and shut up. I would like to see more diversity in these corporations like ColourPop that have a mainly Caucasian-based company. I can understand where indie brands only have like 1 or 2 people working behind the scenes, where, you know, the creator is Caucasian, and that's why they only do swatches on white people. It's because that's all they have. Unless they're willing to send free product to Black creators or Hispanic creators to get swatches from on different skin tones, they use what they have. So that I understand. There's a very small budget that you have as an indie brand. I know when I used to sell my cosmetics, that, you know, all the swatches and tests and demos and stuff were all done on me because that's what I had. And I did send about $300 worth of product to people to try and to test from different varying skin tones. And out of all the product that I sent out, 3 people sent me pictures and video and reviews back. That's it. Out of like 25 people that I sent products to, 3 people finally actually did what they were supposed to. So I understand also from the business aspect of it within independent brands that trying to get diversity in their swatches and reviews might be a little bit hard. And it's also time consuming, frustrating, and costs quite a bit of money. So this is just my statement. I do not put up with racism. I don't put up with ignorance at all, especially on my channel, because you will get a tongue lashing from me in the comment section if you do leave some sort of ignorant comment. Maybe 20 years ago, I might have said some of the things that Jeffree Star says on a daily basis, but I watched a movie that changed my whole life and changed my perspective. And you're going to need a box of Kleenex if you do watch it. It is called Rosewood. It was filmed on location. Battery died. Rosewood was filmed on location in Florida, in Rosewood. The story is based off of a true and accurate historical event that happened here in Florida. It was probably one of the most heinous movies I watched in my 20s, and it changed my entire perspective on racism and bigotry and how people were treated differently based on their skin color. And I keep seeing people use the word race when they're talking about somebody from, I have friends from Africa, okay, that are from Indian descent. But I don't call her brown. I use the word tan for a reason, because anybody that's darker than me is tan. I don't like the term black or colored when it comes to referring to somebody who is a different complexion than you. I made a video a long time ago on nude, like the word nude being used for cosmetics. I will link it down below because it pisses me off. What nude is for me is not nude for somebody else. So why not just use the word neutral? Just like in the what was it, 90s, when Crayola had the Flesh crayons and they had varying shades of my skin color to describe crayon colors, that they immediately removed those. Now they still have one crayon called Flesh, and it's like a pinky peachy tone that's definitely not my skin color. But there are certain terms that I wish people would stop using. When I refer to my FedEx driver, who is amazing by the way, he is a black man. I don't refer to him as a black FedEx driver. I refer to him as my FedEx driver, because the skin color that he has does not affect his job. It does not affect his ability to deliver my packages. It does not affect how awesome and amazing and kind he is. His skin color has nothing to do with that. I think we need to stop using color to determine people and stop using the word race. We are different cultures. We are from different places. We come from different ethnic backgrounds, but not different races. We are not different races of people. We are one race of people, and that is the human race. If I want to talk about my ex-boyfriend who was born in Iraq, and he calls himself the wacky Iraqi, he is of Arabic ethnicity, or what is that? Eastern Asian, I guess is what you could consider that, because Asia is a pretty big place. And you're talking, when I say Asia, I'm talking about the tectonic plate that's named after whatever. I'm not going to get geographical on you. If I want to talk about my friend Jason, whose parents are partly from the UK and partly Islanders, who is definitely a tan complexion. He is part black. He is not much darker than me. And it bothers me to even think that his family or his relatives have been mistreated because they're darker than him, but he can pass for white, so people don't mess with him as much. But he has dreads, so I'm sure people can tell he's not Caucasian just by his hair, which is wrong. So if I was to refer to him by his ethnicity or his culture, I would say he's a descendant from an island race or an island culture, because if you think about like just the Dominican Republic, you have black people that live there, you have Hispanic people that live there, and a lot of those people were brought there as slaves, or they were brought there as workers for other people, and then they were just kind of abandoned on the island, and they just kind of populated the island themselves. So you have some people that are Dominican that are really dark and have gorgeous like gray blue eyes, and then you've got some people that are a lighter complexion that have really dark brown eyes. Just like with Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico is a really vast mix of different Hispanic cultures that were there, as well as slaves that were brought over from Africa. So even in Puerto Rico, you have people with varying types of hair, varying types of hair color, skin tone, the eye color, all because they're like a melting pot like the United States is, where they have a wide, diverse group of people that were brought to that island, and they were kind of left there. And for those that think Puerto Rico is not part of America, you guys need to do your history. Puerto Rico is part of the United States. So when somebody says Puerto Ricans are illegal, you guys need to kick yourself in the ass, because they're not. They're part of the United States. So this is where I'm coming from. I don't really pay attention to somebody's skin color. I don't. Because what matters to me is what's in here and what's in here. How they act, how they treat people, what they say, their actions, that's what matters to me. Not how good their tan is, not how beautiful their complexion is. Nothing like that matters to me. I still, to this very day, cannot understand how we have such a great divide in this country that I live in, where we have probably the most racist person ever running our country, which makes me want to vomit. The person, the actions, all of it makes me want to vomit. There's a helicopter. Sorry, I had a new shiny moment. When he used the term, let's make America great again, well, America has never really been great. We've been fraught with war, slavery, indentured servitude, murder, mass murder, genocide. Our country was built on, I don't feel like paying taxes, so let's go murder the natives of this country and take their land and rape their women. Oh, hey, let's get some free labor. We're going to go to Africa and we're going to steal people. And hey, if stealing is wrong, that's okay. We'll just give the tribesmen like a couple of whatever they want, and we'll just bring them here and make them work for us for free and rape them and do whatever we want to them. That shit ain't right. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to own people? You should never own people. People should not own people. All of this stuff bothers me really bad. And it bothers me, the mindset of people that think this shit is okay. It bothers me that people think it is okay to do these heinous acts against another human. They're humans. We're all the same. They bleed red just like you and I. They start off the same fucking color as you and I. Who their parents are was not their deciding factor. Just like somebody who is gay. They didn't decide to be gay. They didn't decide to have feelings for somebody that is deemed inappropriate. I don't understand how somebody can rationally sit down and make a defense against, oh, well, they picked their parents. Who the fuck are you? Did you pick yours? Because I certainly know I didn't pick mine. I just can't with all this ignorance in the world. I can't do it. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. And one of my friends, who's also a subscriber, commented on one of my posts today about, understanding if I remove him as a friend. He supports Trump, and I asked him a simple question: why? He hasn't responded yet. I grew up knowing what kind of man that was. I grew up knowing people that were ripped off by him. I grew up knowing what a piece of garbage he is, and how he ever got elected is absolutely beyond me. But that just goes to show you how many racist motherfuckers there are in this country. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. The Confederate flag is a racist symbol to me. I have body jewelry that I was begged to get. And you know what? I jacked up the price of it when I was finally able to get it manufactured and get it in. I jacked up the price. It's more expensive to buy Confederate flag jewelry from me than it is to buy normal jewelry, because it's racist and I don't like it. Just like the pot jewelry. I don't like that shit either. But it was requested, so I carried it. Do I still have it? Yes. Am I going to throw away $1,000 worth of inventory because it's a racist symbol? No, I'm going to sell it to those racist motherfuckers, and I'm going to keep a tab on who buys it, because then I'm going to know who's racist. But I can't with all this hate in the world. We need more people that accept people for who they are. We are all people. We're all humans. We're all one race. We're all from this one planet. Now, I can understand if somebody came from Mars being different and us claiming that they're different and treating them a little different because they ain't from here. But again, that also doesn't make it right either. So stop with the stupid shit. Put your big girl panties on and grow up and learn how to act like a human being and be nice to people that may look different than you. There may be a time when you're broke down on the side of the road and the only person that can pull up and help is somebody that's black. Are you going to turn down the help? Well, most likely a racist person would. Any ignorant motherfucker probably would. Why are you yelling at me? No. Hawk. I don't know where the dog is, but anyways. I just can't sit by anymore and keep my mouth shut. I have never been one to stand by and let somebody be awful to somebody else. Even my friend Regina calls me crazy all the time. She's like, girl, you crazy. I'm like, I know. But you've known me since I was little, and you knew I didn't put up with that shit back then. I'm not going to stand by while somebody else gets abused or beaten or bullied or berated or any of the sort. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. So, it is what it is. So it's a big old nope for me. If I find more brands, which I've unfollowed quite a few lately, that are doing horrendous things or not standing up to what they said, or if I find out some bullshit behind the scenes, I'll say something about it. I will no longer, for anybody who wants to send me anything from ABH or Jeffree Star Cosmetics, you can keep it. I don't want it, because if I get it, I'm either going to send it back or I'm going to sell it. That's how it is. I don't want any ties to either of those brands anymore, and I'm ashamed that I applied for the ABH PR search. I want to support brands who are willing to support everybody because it's the right thing to do, and it makes my conscience happy at the end of the day. I cannot sit here with my heart knowing the bullshit that Jeffree's done in his past and put aside his heinous acts against people time and time again. I just can't do it, and I'm not going to anymore. So from here on out, any videos that are recorded past Wednesday, June 17th, will no longer promote either of those two brands or KBD. And I will not be linking their products anymore. I will not be promoting them. I won't talk about them on my channel. I won't even mention them. And if I catch myself slipping, I might just delete that clip out of my videos. So I do have videos that were filmed in May that are still going up right now. I have videos that I need to edit. I'm working on a science serum video right now, my 1 week update. I'm on day 9 right now. So, yeah. If you guys know of any other brands that you need me to check out and say, hey, I don't think that they're up to par, let me know. I will do some research into them. And if I also feel that they're not up to par, then if I own anything from that brand, then I will be making that decision to most likely get rid of it. Because I can't understand how somebody can hate somebody just for their differences. I've been different my whole life, and I know what it feels like. So why would I want to treat somebody else the same when I know how awful it is? So I'm going to leave that here, and I will see you guys in another video tomorrow. Have a fantastic day or night, wherever you are. And I did film this makeup look. I am wearing the Juvia's Place The Magic Mini mixed with the Milani Cosmetics Bold Effects eyeshadow palettes. So, yeah. I will see you guys later. Bye.